Once again, unfortunately, this is how we can tell that Trump and the Republicans don't learn from history. Change the System posted a photo in the comments, and by the way, you should be following her, she's brilliant. But the photo that she posted was something apparently Trump reposted on Turd Social today. He reposted somebody saying that in order for the war to stop between Russia and Ukraine, Ukraine has to give up some territory. And these idiots don't seem to understand what the policy of appeasement was before World War II broke out. This policy, which was mostly brought forth by Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain, said that in order to stop Hitler from going any farther, they would allow him to keep the Sudetenland that he took from Czechoslovakia. What they said was, we'll let you keep this land, but don't go any farther, okay? And he said, all right. Instead, it made him realize that everybody else was gutless, and he became more aggressive and then took over the rest of Czechoslovakia and invaded Poland. Appeasement does not work. Because fascist dictators, like Hitler and like Putin, just want more territory. Putin has said he wants to rebuild the USSR, so he's not going to stop at two little tiny sections of Ukraine. What I think is likely to happen, because the Republicans would love to use this history lesson against us, I think that Trump and the Republican government are going to hand over Donetsk and Luhansk to Putin, whether Zelensky agrees to it or not, and then they will say that the war is over. So there's no longer any need to issue aid to Ukraine. So all aid to Ukraine will be pulled because they'll say the war is over! And then the second Ukraine no longer has any support from us, they will be left vulnerable and Russia will just run right back in there. Only this time they won't be losing every step of the way, embarrassing themselves. Let's try to put this on a level that MAGA could understand. Because Trump likes to say that we're at war with immigrants because of immigration being out of control and we're being invaded, right? So let's say, just for the sake of argument, that Mexico attacked us. And let's say that before we could even tell what happened, Mexico took over Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. And after 2 years of a bitter rivalry and millions of lives lost over this, all of the entire European Union then says, you know, in order for this fighting to stop, the US has to give up some of its territory. So we think that the fighting should stop, but Mexico gets those 3 states. This is literally what Trump is proposing. And the MAGA have absolutely no problem with Donald Trump meeting with the aggressor who attacked a peaceful country in the first place, and then Trump invites this attacker to a meeting where they shower him with praise and give him gifts. And they say, you know what, you should keep that land that you stole. As the party full of sexual predators and domestic abusers, it doesn't really surprise me that the Republicans are advocating to appease the aggressor. And their hypocritical voters have absolutely no problem with that, when I can guarantee you they would have a huge fucking problem if Mexico took over 3 of our states. Once again, it's like they walk right up to the point and then miss it entirely.